What up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome back to another episode of the Madden Underground Podcast. I'm back with my guy Snipes and my guy Philly Guy. Man, what's good, fellas?
What's good? What's good?
How y'all doing?
Knicks.
Oh, you got your Knicks sweater. Okay. You bought that before the playoffs ended for them, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking about that in the offseason.
It just got there though. You ordered it and it just got there, but you thought they were gonna.
I can neither confirm nor deny
in the playoffs. I got you. I got you. You thought they were gonna last longer in the playoffs. I got it. Anyways, how y'all doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Can't complain. Excited about some things getting ready to come up, man. E3 about to start.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a good time of the year, bro.
Definitely a good time of the year. One of my favorite times of the year, man, because of the simple fact that the beta's about to come out. You know what I mean? Like the beta's about to come out. The Mad news is about to start dropping. We're about to find out a lot of things about the game. Although it's been minimal news for the most part, we're about to start finding out different things about the game, and that's something that I've been looking forward to for a while. Is just finding out what the game is going to have to offer this year and things like that. So what are you guys looking forward to out of the beta?
Crossplay. Please.
Okay. What about you, Phil?
Please.
I mean, there's nothing else I can really say after that, right? I mean, it's all about crossplay, So that's what I want to see too, man. I want to see that crossplay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because like I said, with the dynamic of the leagues, with the skill gaps in between the two consoles, we'll find out which console is actually superior. If we are to have a crossplay element to Madden, which I hope, but I doubt. So we'll find out how that goes. In other news, we found out that Julio Jones is going to be a Titan. I kind of called it a couple weeks ago. A lot of people doubted. I knew we were the only one willing to give house and home for Julio. We were by any means necessary was the plan. And
you didn't really give up house and home though.
No, we didn't. And that's what that brings me to my next question. Do you think the trade was fair? We got B-Guard in the building sideways. Turn cameras.
That's not B-Guard.
Whoa!
That's not B-Guard.
Whoa!
Oh, snaps! He got a cut.
Whoa!
That's Jokovic. That's Jokovic.
I don't even recognize the dude anymore.
Whatever.
He said whatever.
That ain't B-Guard. Who the hell is that?
B-Guard.
It look like one of them Utah Jazz players.
Man.
Yeah, he like a different dude, man.
Yeah, for real.
Then he recognized. I'm like, who's this stranger jumping here? Okay, B-Guard's in the building. So,
or somebody claiming to be B-Guard.
Claiming to be B-Guard. So,
did he speak yet? Because he's just smiling and shit. Like, did he say anything?
I've been saying stuff.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let me know if my audio's choppy.
No, you good.
You're good right now.
Yeah, you good. You good.
Okay, so we're talking about the Julio trade. B-Guard, any thoughts on that?
I think he's a good get for the Titans. I'm not sure how much that's going to actually help them in the grand scheme of things. Because it's kind of debatable at this point if you're not going to be a number one or number two receiver. Because a lot of it, he's 32 years old, he's injured, and he costs a lot. And that's probably a lot of. That's why a lot of teams, I think, were hesitant to trade for him because it costs a lot. He's old and he's always injured. And those are three bad combinations to have.
Definitely three bad combinations to have. I think, me personally, being a Titan fan, every Titan fan is pleased with the trade. We thought we got off clean, only gave up a second. In comparison to what the Cardinals gave up for D-Hop, it was kind of somewhat similar. We didn't give up a running back. An aging running back at that. But I think that the Titans getting Julio Jones is going to be a great look. You can't stack the box like you would want to. You can't double team one because the other one's going to get the one-on-one matchup. So it's like I like it. I like the trade, man. It makes a power run game even more lethal when you comes down to play action faking and having more targets to throw to. So
I think the biggest thing that I'm anxious to see now that this trade is official, the biggest thing I want to see now is Ryan Tannehill going to really throw this ball deep now? You know what I mean? Because, you've seen, play action here and there and this, that, and the third, but is he really going to throw this ball deep? Because, I mean, this is where, Julio, he earns his stripes.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Throw that ball up to him, let him go get it. You know what I mean? That's where he earns the stripes. So I'm hoping that we see that from Tannehill. That's my only question about it. But other than that, it's a fantastic trade.
Hey man, look, the Titans, they took a risk on Clowney last year, right? He wasn't 100%, but they made the right move. They went and they got an edge rusher. Okay. And I feel like the Titans, they had to do the same thing. I mean, you can say what you want about Julio's age. There's no denying his talent.
True indeed.
So if you're able to get a healthy Julio, then everything that Snipes and B-Guard said, everything you said, Brian James, is true. I mean, you know your squad. You know how hard it is to stop the run to begin with. And then you put Julio out there, and he's knocking some poor DB to the ground and whatnot. You know the safeties are going to be in the box. You know Tannehill's going to have to take his shots downhill. So I don't know if they're going to be big play. They have big play potential, but I just feel like they are just going to just smash mouth people and punish them on offense all season long. And y'all got Bud Dupree on defense. So for that reason, the Titans are a tier 1 team.
Okay, well, with that being said, we posted the Texans Cardinals trade in comparison to the Falcons Titan trade. David Johnson was acquired by the Texans along with a second round pick in 2020 and a 2021 fourth round pick. And in the Titans versus Falcon trade, they acquired a 2022 second round pick and a 2023 fourth round pick, which is basically the same thing outside of the running back. It was the exact same trade, and the Titans received in return a Julio Jones and a 6th round pick, and the Cardinals received DeAndre Hopkins and a 4th round pick. So, how do you feel about that comparison? Do you think it's somewhat of the same comparison, given that they're both they're both somewhat veteran receivers? I think Julio's a bit older, but all in all, I think it's a fair trade.
I think it's very similar for the prior, just for the fact because they gave up David Johnson as well too, but nowadays who's David Johnson?
He wasn't.
What has he done? He hasn't done anything. You know what I mean?
I don't think they're comparable because no one is saying like, damn, like you only got that for Julio. Like Julio, like I love Julio, but he's on the back end of his career at this point. Like he's in the next 4 years, it's more likely he's going to retire than keep playing. DeAndre Hopkins was in his prime, and nobody thought the Cardinals or the Texans got good value out of that trade. So like I don't think it's that similar. Like they're two good wide receivers, but like one of them was like way more like bonkers of a trade than the other. Like everybody knew it was time for Julio to move on. The Falcons wanted to move on.
They saying you going Hollywood, Philly. Dime said you went Hollywood because you cut the hair.
Who?
They say but actually him and B-Guard. Look at him and B-Guard. They both going Hollywood.
Who? You know what I'm saying? Look, Creflo, stay out of this, bro. Stay out of this. They ain't got no basketball teams for you in Virginia. You better stick with them college cats. But it's really simple, Brian. It's really simple because first of all, they're two different types of receivers. Okay, yeah. So Julio fits the Titans scheme, and so that's the most important thing here. Both receivers fit the schemes that they went to with the different teams. And I'm sorry, but B-Guard already said he got maybe 4 years left. I'll take 4 years left of Julio.
Okay.
Then I would, the illustrious career of the running back who shall not be named.
Okay, well that brings me to my next question, fellas. Which duo will be the most productive this upcoming season? Will it be Hill and Kelsey or Hill and Hardman, Metcalf and Lockett, Evans and Godwin, Beckham and Landry, Cooper and Lamb, Brown and Jones, the new, the reunited fellas, Thielen and Jefferson, or Diggs and Beasley?
Oh man,
I'll answer this first. I think I've got to go with Cooper and Lamb. Like I feel like those are the only two receivers on that team. Maybe AJ Brown and Julio are going to be up there too, but like I don't like Mecole Hardman. I'm not even sure, is he a good receiver or he just a dude who runs fast? Because those are two very different things.
That is in that Super Bowl, he was just a guy that could run fast, and he appeared to have no hands, like literally no hands. But
well, none of those receivers looked like they had hands in that game.
So okay, so you're going to go with the Cowboy receivers.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Philly?
I mean, for me, it's clear cut. I'm really upset at I don't know what Snipes is gonna say, but I'm upset at B-Guard right now because how are you gonna overlook Russell Wilson? How? I mean, we've seen what Metcalf can do on the field. Nah, man, look. To me, it only comes down to two people. It comes down to OBJ and Landry, okay? And it comes down to Metcalf and Lockett. And I'm going with Metcalf and Lockett because of Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, sorry.
Yeah, but
Russ.
I've seen the Seattle movie. I've seen that before. I'm there. Like he has a great first half of the season, and then the second half they tail off.
Yeah, that is true. That is definitely true.
Like, and then OBJ ain't even been good with Cleveland. Like, what are we talking about? Like
stop
he's
living in
not
the past,
good
man.
with them.
Hey, Julio was on the Falcons last season. He's on the Titans.
OBJ missed almost the whole season, and Cleveland didn't miss a beat. Like, what are we?
That was
what are we talking about?
This is now. But I'm still going with them Seattle receivers. I think them boys are gonna show out. I do.
You know what? Now Philly said he knows what I'm gonna say. Okay. I don't know if you do, man, because I don't know why cats are sleeping on Diggs and Beasley. I don't know why, man. I'm looking at the QBs. Okay, I'm looking at the QBs, and Josh Allen, he's showing he can sling that rock right now. Okay, so and Russell Wilson, like Philly, when you talk about Russell Wilson, you're talking about somebody that can't be protected whatsoever. He's going to be done after the year. You know what I mean? I'm looking at him getting sacked like crazy because they didn't even help him out on the offensive line hardly. You know what I mean? Cooper and Lamb is a possibility. I do like that he picked that B-Guard picked them, but I will say that I'm still iffy only because of the type of injury that Dak had. I'm still a little shook about it. You know what I'm saying? We'll see after the year is done or what have you. But I don't know why everybody's sleeping on Diggs and Beasley. I'm going Diggs and Beasley, to be honest with you.
I think we know why we're sleeping on him. We know why we're sleeping on him.
So you're gonna go Diggs and Beasley?
I'm going Diggs and Beasley. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Thielen and Jefferson. For the simple fact that they played the Lions twice, whose secondary isn't the best.
They got Kirk Cousins. So that kind of evens out.
They got Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins he's not great, but he's not bad. I just think they seem to be the most consistent tandem right now. I think Julio and Brown could definitely be something special, and I'm looking forward to it. But we have yet to see anything special, so I'm gonna wait and see. But as of right now, I'm gonna go with Thielen and Jefferson. That's just my personal opinion as of right now.
I mean, I like that pick. I like that pick too. And you brought up a good reason. Talking about the corners. I mean, in the AFC East, besides Stephon Gilmore, what secondaries are going to compete with?
Miami's got a good secondary.
Miami too. Yeah, Miami too. Apologies. Yeah, Miami too. Yeah, Miami's not too bad.
That just leaves one team in that division. What team is that, Philly?
The Patriots.
The Jets.
Hey, I don't want to look. We're gonna talk about it later on the show, but I'm just telling you right now. Okay, the Jets defense is vastly improved.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
They always.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
They always vastly.
Hey, you never hear me say something that ain't true. I told you about the Knicks before the season started, and I told you, been straight up about the Jets and Adam Gase and Sam Darnold. So don't act like I don't sit up here and say it like this.
You told us everything about the Jets that everybody already knew. Like, what are we doing here? Everybody knew Adam Gase was
but that's my point, B-Guard. That's my point, B-Guard, right? Like, just because everybody else is saying it, it doesn't mean that the true diehard fans are willing to accept reality. Snipes don't get on here making up stuff about his New York Giants. He tell it like a TI is. Brian, he been talking about where's that lineman from? North Dakota State? Is from? You've been complaining about the Eagles. We got more love in the Eagles, so I'm just saying. I'm never gonna lie about that. Never gonna lie about that. Jets are gonna be fine.
I need to find the Jets fan who was like, "Nah, Gase ain't the problem." I need to find that dude.
Okay.
Because we need to talk to that dude.
Yeah, you do.
He's got some interesting perspective on things.
Dime seems to think that the Cowboys' defense is awful, so Cooper and Lamb are going to get in shootouts. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Who's covering there? Who's covering for the Cowboys? Like, who's going to cover the receivers for the Cowboys? Parsons? Like, good luck with that.
Great.
Okay, but Snipes has already talked about it, right? Dak is coming back from injury. So it's going to take him a minute to get back into the swing of things. And plus, they got a hell of a running back. So, their offense is going to be more balanced. They're not going to be airing it out. They're not going to be doing that. So when we talk about style of play, about style of play, I'm just saying,
Well, the Zeke,
you got to factor that in.
Zeke still like that dude at running back?
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
Before we segue into this topic, we were heading in this direction anyway. That was a great segue by Philly because he knew the direction in which we were going with this, and he segued perfectly into who do we think the top backs are in the league right now. And we know Derrick Henry is that guy. I know that. You all know that. We've witnessed it. You guys see when I deal with him in the Wildcat and Madden, and you guys seen what he did in real life, But there's a guy in Minnesota by the name of Dalvin Cook who is very, very special. Mm-hmm. Very, very special. Like, this dude is extremely special. And people like to say, they often sleep on Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb is also, another special back in itself. So I think those are legitimately the top three backs in the league. Henry, Cook, Chubb. Now, everybody else, everybody says Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey has been invisible. He disappeared last year.
He was hurt.
Well, he was hurt. He was hurt all year.
Yeah,
so,
hurt. Yep.
And I think with them drafting Chuba Hubbard is going to take a little bit of the pressure off of McCaffrey a little bit, so he may be a bit more dynamic this year. I like Jonathan Taylor out of Indianapolis. Saquon Barkley's coming back from injury. Zeke seems to be in the best shape of his life right now. I don't know if you guys seen him. I don't know if that's what.
Yeah, I've seen him, yeah.
He doesn't look like a chubby fat guy anymore. He was looking like a chubby dude. He looked like me out there running the ball with a big beard at one point. But he looks like he's in
with
great
a nose
shape.
ring.
And a nose ring, a bull, the bull nose ring or bullhorn nose ring, whatever. But
just like the one you got. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I honestly think that Zeke could be special this year. And Joe Mixon has a quarterback. He has dynamic receivers working for him. And a tight end that can get open. I think Joe Mixon may have a great year. So I think the top 5 backs in the league are going to be Derrick Henry, Cook, Chubb, Zeke, and Joe Mixon. McCaffrey gets honorable mention in this situation. What about you guys?
I'm gonna go a little off the rails, kind of against the grain. Like, I think Derrick Henry is by far number 1. Number 2 would be Dalvin Cook. 3, I think Barkley's going to come back, and I think he's going to come back. He's going to get right back into his form right before he got hurt. Another guy that I never see get mentioned is Kareem Hunt from Cleveland. I don't think he's going to be the number 1 back, but like he's a guy who's very good. And then my 5th one, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, maybe. I think we'll get a lot of run on that.
He got some new hogs in front of him,
Yeah. So and they always have a lead. So who you think they're gonna give it to?
What about you guys, Snipes and Philly?
Well, I want Snipes to go last because his star running back is in the comments.
No, you gotta go. You gotta go.
You know what I'm saying? So you can Mario Rivera this, but I agree. Derrick Henry, number 1 by far. I absolutely love Chubb, but he just can't seem to stay healthy, which is why Kareem Hunt, they're a great 1-2 punch regardless. But Chubb has a problem with staying healthy. I always want to see Saquon do well because he's a special talent. And then Zeke is from Ohio State, and he's a threat in the passing game. So I feel like Zeke is really the one. Zeke after Derrick Henry is the one that I think has the most guaranteed potential to do well. I think you could put Chubb at 3, and then and I think Saquon, because Saquon, there's a lot of talent around him. He's coming back from an injury, so the opportunity is there. We didn't even talk about the Chiefs, but I think in the case of like McCaffrey and Joe Mixon, I think and even Dalvin Cook, I think the box is going to be crowded. I think the box is going to be crowded, and I think it's going to be a little tougher for them. But everybody else, I think they're going to be just fine.
What about you, Snipes?
All right. So clear cut, Derrick Henry, number 1, no doubt about it. You can't tackle a man. He's a number 1. Period. End of story. 2 is up in the air. If you're talking about, if he's healthy, I'll take Saquon at number 2. If you're talking about him being healthy, all right. If you're not talking about him, if we talk about him coming off an injury, then we'll go Dalvin Cook number 2. I gotta go Dalvin Cook number 2. Number 3, I'll take Zeke. I'll take Zeke at number 3 because Zeke, at the end of the season last year, granted, it was still a terrible season or what have you, but at the end of the season, he started picking up a bit. You know what I mean? He started picking up and started looking like old Zeke again. Definitely. And now, like we talked about before, he's in the best shape of his life right now. He looks incredible right now. So, Dak is gonna be looking at him a lot in the first few games of the season. So I can see that coming up for sure. So I'll take Zeke at number 3. Number 4, I go with Nick Chubb. At number 5, and I could easily pick Jonathan Taylor at number 4, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna take him at 5 in this regard. I like Jonathan Taylor. I like him a lot.
He had a slow start to his rookie year, and then picked it up, and then some.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's my top 5.
Okay. That seems like a pretty legitimate top 5. I know. Okay, we got J.K. Dobbins as a sleeper, led the league in yards per carry.
Was that Don?
What other Raven fan is gonna be just adamant about pushing the Raven agenda?
You gonna tell us Sammy Watkins a number 1 too.
Number 1 receiver, yeah.
Get right back. We'll just get into that.
Eventually, that'll be the next issue. So when it comes down to stopping backs like this, you need D linemen. D linemen to slow down that process of pushing that ball down the field in the trenches. So let's talk about the top D lines in the league. Like, I'm not talking about D linemen. I mean like the D lines in the league. So
like the front 4.
Yeah, the front 4. Yeah. So PFF Pro Football Focus seems to have had the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 1 going into 2021. The Washington football team at number 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at number 3, LA Rams at number 4, Eagles at number 5, B-Guard, Chicago Bears at number 6, Jets at number 7, Philly guy, New Orleans Saints at number 8, San Francisco 49ers at number 9, and the Denver Broncos at number 10. So how do you guys feel about that list?
They got a flip-flop 1 and 2.
I feel like those are interchangeable though. Like I think you can make an argument for 3 being up there too.
Yeah.
The only one I feel like I have a little issue with is Philly. I think the Niners are way too low on this list.
Definitely way too low.
Like they are way too low. They did lose their defensive coordinator to Philly guys Jets, but that's just so much talent. Like I think they spent so many first round picks building that D line. It's hard not to have a good D line at that point. And then, like we're talking about all around play, like not just stopping the run, right? Or is this just stopping the run?
Run, pass, just all around play.
Yeah. So I think you definitely got to go. You definitely got to have. I think San Francisco in that top 5 over Philadelphia.
I think they beat the. I think they, definitely over Philly.
Yeah, Philly
definitely
has
over
2
Philly.
dudes on that. 2 dudes who you think, okay, I want that dude on my team. Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham. The other guys, like, okay. Like, those guys are, like, interchangeable, I feel. Like, But like with San Francisco, you got Armstead, you got Nick Bosa, and then you have I can't remember like their first round pick from last year. Like he's not bad. Like that's just way too much talent to be in the bottom half of the top 10.
Definitely agree with that. What about you, Snipes?
I gotta. If you're talking about Washington, I think Washington's tops. I think they're tops. My opinion. I think they're number one. Pittsburgh could go number two. I like where you know what? I'd flip flop also Tampa Bay, even though Tampa Bay is great too. But I'd flip flop Tampa Bay. I will put San Fran I'll put the Rams at number 3. I'd put San Fran at number 4. That's what I would put the Rams at number 3, San Fran at number 4. San Fran, this is a ridiculous list in my opinion. When I saw this, you sent this to us earlier.
Yeah.
And when I saw this, I was like, yo, no way they put San Fran at number 9. Are you kidding me? At number 9?
I feel like the top 3 or 4, like I feel like that's okay. I started agreeing with that, and then when they started to put Philly there, and I'm like, oh, okay. Hold on.
I think the only thing that Philly has going for them is that D line. Like outside of on the defensive side of the ball, I think that's the strongest part of Philadelphia. Is defense is the D line.
Yeah, but that's not saying a lot though. Like look at that linebacker core and look at the secondary. That's not saying too much.
Yeah, that linebacker core is terrible, and the secondary is feeble. So
it's Slay and a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, but I definitely think that the Rams are extremely. They deserve to be there. I think the Eagles are. I think that the Eagles do have a front seven because when you play the Eagles in Madden, they always get pressure. I don't know what it is about that.
It's Fletcher Cox.
Yeah,
Fletcher Cox.
Yep.
Fletcher Cox.
Is Fletcher Cox that dominant of a force that he could possibly push them into the number 5 spot?
I mean,
I'd put them at 6. I'd put them right there.
I would definitely put them at 6. I
think they're bottom half of the top 10. Like that's Like I think they're too high. I think San Francisco is criminally too low.
Yeah. They're definitely top 10 though for sure. But I will put them at 6. I'd put Philly at number 6.
Okay. Let's say we put Philly at number 6. And you think the San Francisco deserves to be in the top 5?
Yeah. San Fran definitely. Yeah.
I honestly believe that the Rams deserve to be number 6, and I think the 49ers should be 4, and I think the Bears should be 5.
I disagree. Like I think Aaron Donald isn't that good.
Yeah, he
like
is
when you got a triple team to do to get prevent him to get the quarterback.
Yeah, if we could sit here and say that Fletcher Cox is that good, you know what I mean? And we could definitely say he ain't Aaron Donald.
Yeah, he's not Aaron Donald. They have DeForest Buckner. They have Bosa. Who else? They actually the 49ers are actually pretty deep at the D-line position. They're extremely deep at the D-line position.
Well, when you spend all your first round picks on that position, you're bound to get a couple good guys.
Yeah.
Oh, Buckner is going on. He is going.
Buckner's on the Colts.
Yeah, he's on the Colts.
Yes, you're thinking Armstead.
Armstead. That's what I'm thinking. Armstead. So Armstead is there. So they definitely they are pretty deep at that position. I would agree with that. The Broncos though, who do the Broncos have on the D line like that? Like that's
Chubb
like
and
that.
Miller.
Well, Chubb is he plays. He varies. He could be. Sometimes he has his hand in the dirt. Sometimes he's off the ball. Okay, well we can say Chubb and Miller, and they do have Jarrell Casey. So yeah, I think they could fall in the top 10. So that I would agree with that. Okay, so that's interesting.
Philly, what do you think?
Well, I was thinking that the 3 of y'all was going to say something, but y'all didn't say it, man. I can't even believe it, man. Like, we talked about this on previous podcasts. First of all, the Jets' defensive line is much improved. Okay, and I know Quinnen Williams is coming off of an injury. It's much improved, but there's no way it deserves to be on this list. Okay, I love the Steelers' defense. First of all, Aaron Donald is tremendous. We all know that. But how are you going to leave the Arizona Cardinals and the Cleveland Browns off this list? That's what I want to know. How do you leave Clowney and Myles Garrett?
Maybe because
how do you leave them off?
Maybe they haven't played yet.
Yeah, they haven't played yet.
Mm-hmm. No.
Hey,
Let me answer that question. Let me answer that question. Clowney Clowney had no production last year. Clowney had no production last year in real life. He had no production. So if it's based off, if they're going off of analytics, he had nothing to offer on that side of the ball. Nothing.
Okay. But again, Dak is coming back from injury. I mean, you got a lot of players that are coming into the fold that either were injured or they didn't play. I'm just saying. I'm like, are we going to talk about what happened? Or are we going to talk about what's going to happen? I mean, J.J. Watt in Arizona. I mean, we talked about that. We talked about Watt's Chandler Jones. We talked about
he's hurt. These are guys that are hurt all the time. You talking about Clowney, Watt? These dudes are injured.
Okay, look. And first of all, y'all know I love the Buffalo Bills front seven, and I love the draft picks and everything else that they picked up. But are we talking about reality, or are we talking about the past? The reality is they're not hurt yet, and if they're on the field, they're going to be game changers. They just are. I mean, they're not going to be Madden.
Are we sure?
What? Why wouldn't he be?
2 straight years for you, like you don't feel like, okay, I know he's on the field. I can't really find him, but I think he's there.
Somewhere.
Hey, I saw Blake Griffin dunk on Giannis, okay? I'm not looking the other way anymore, okay? You show me. Let the season start. Let the season start, and let's see what happens.
Davion Clowney is the Andrew Wiggins of the NFL. It's like tremendous athlete. Sometimes you forget he's playing on the field.
Yeah, that's very
literally
true.
What he is.
Very true. Like
all the hype in the world come out of college, and then he'll be on the floor for 20 straight minutes, and you won't know he's there. That's my problem with Clowney.
He'll give you 2 big plays every 5 weeks. That's how Clowney is. Watching him on the Titans, and then he'll disappear because he's hurt. Because he's not built to play against the run in the NFL. He's not built to be in the trenches against the run. He's built to be a linebacker, but he can't cover, so you have to keep him where he's at. So, it's kind of like, yeah, his framework, his body frame isn't like that. And yes, Philly does have a haircut assassin. He's asking everybody's just now, and so does B-Guard. They're switching up their Hollywood now. Yeah. I think he doesn't have the body type to just bang bodies every play in the trenches. No, he's not built for that.
It's hard. It's harder because coming through high school, like he was bigger than everybody.
Everybody.
Like even in college, like he was bigger than like 75% of the guys he's going up against. Like and then he gets in the NFL and everybody's big, everybody's strong,
everybody's fast,
and his body ain't used to banging like that. Like his body's used to just getting through whenever the hell he wanted, and now someone's pushing back.
Clowney worked on his footwork and worked on playing in pass coverage.
So he season what would it be, like 7 of this, and now you're working on your footwork? Okay,
yeah, I mean, like out the gate,
right.
That's what he should have been focused on. He had all the intangibles with the other stuff, but in regards to just if you're gonna be bouncing between the 2 positions. And you don't have the framework to bang bodies every play. You may want to learn how to cover or working on covering and things like that. That way you can drop back into coverage and be an asset opposed to being a liability when he was out there. So I think that's what kind of hindered him, his career. So
yeah, like and I think him coming out the draft, like they even said, like they weren't sure about his motor.
Yeah,
like they weren't sure about his commitment to football because like his last year at South Carolina was kind of a mess. I don't completely blame him for that. I think that coaching staff didn't really help matters either. Kind of threw him under the bus. But like there was reasons why people love Khalil Mack over Jadeveon Clowney in that same draft, and it was because like they felt like Khalil Mack would work harder. And I'm not saying he didn't work hard, but if you're now working on your footwork in year 7, like there's something wrong.
Definitely.
I mean, you can always get better, okay? And injuries do play a huge role in this game, and schemes play a huge role in this game. We keep talking about different players being used incorrectly and being reborn and whatnot. And all I'm saying is, with the talent that the Cardinals now have on their D-line, with the talent that the Browns now have on their D-line, and The Bills, to me, are copying the Eagles formula, which is the Giants formula when they were winning Super Bowls. And that's to have your two bookends, and then you just start rotating, and you got fresh bodies getting after that quarterback. Those three teams, I'm sorry, they should be on the list. You can't tell me that the Jets belong on that list. I mean, Carl Lawson, okay, great, that's great. I have no problem with that. But
the Jets
like I said,
the Jets have a lot of depth at the D-line position, and then on top of that, they were the number 3 team in hurries in the AFC. They led the AFC. They were at one point in time. They led the AFC in hurries.
They were the third best team in the AFC of almost sacking the quarterback. That's what hurries are. That's what I think a hurries are. Like almost sacking the quarterback.
You said almost sacking the quarterback. And the reason for that, we talked about this young man last week. Okay, Marcus May. They used him the same way that they used Jamal Adams. We're getting pressure. So you can't tell me that these were coverage hurries. You can't tell me that they had coverage sacks. They were blitzing a lot. We know that. That's how they lost to Oakland.
Marcus May, unlike Jamal Adams, can cover though. He can cover.
But what I'm saying is he was used to bring pressure.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that that's the whole reason the Jets had to go get Carl Lawson is because they were sending Marcus May to get pressure.
I don't know.
So the hurries and everything else like that, take it with a grain of salt.
I don't know if this team was mentioned. Like, was Green Bay mentioned in that?
No.
Green Bay's got Kenny Clark, Preston Smith, and Zadarius Smith.
I think Green Bay was ranked number 12. They were like right outside the top 10.
They were right there. Like
yeah.
I feel like they could sneak into the top 10.
Yeah, they could definitely sneak into the top 10. I think especially this year since they got more firepower in the secondary too. So
yeah, they might be able to get over Denver.
Yeah,
depends on who that quarterback is though.
Yeah.
Who's that quarterback gonna be?
Yeah, I hope it's not Buddy Love. Buddy Love.
Old Jordan Love. Utah State, man. The Utah State alumni.
Okay.
I'm rooting for him.
I
don't have I hope for him, but I'm rooting for him.
We got to get into our next topic, which is Madden. We like I said, the beta's coming out next week. Did you sign up for it, B-Guard?
No.
Oh, he didn't care. Didn't care too. He's probably playing MLB when they dropped it.
I'm taking my break from Madden. Like okay. I don't care if you could put up Madden 45. I'm not playing.
You really taking a break? It's like it's real break.
Yeah, I'm taking a break from it. Like,
okay.
So
when you play it, you want it to be like a real new game to you.
Yeah, because like last year I played 20 year round and I got burned out early on it, and I don't want to burn out early again. So I'm taking a little break from it. Probably get started back up in July when get back into it in July, get some reps in, and then go from there. But like when you're playing it year round, man, that's a lot of Madden to play. Like that's just not. I don't think it's healthy to do that.
Okay. Look at the Ben.
I'm not buying
he
that.
agrees with you.
I'm not buying that.
Okay, so let me ask you.
I'm not buying that. I mean, B-Guard, look. First of all, I don't want to hear that crap. Okay, you cut your hair. You're like the Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You sound like Logan Paul right now. You know what I mean? You got your arms crossed and you trying to get YouTube views. Look. This is a 24/7, 365, okay? That's what this is. And plus, you're the Madden Underground staff. How the hell you going to be on a podcast? Oh, I didn't play the beta. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Man, I don't want to hear that shit. Like, look.
The beta don't matter to me.
I need a break. You quit the last season. You quit the last season. You started your break 2 months ago.
He don't want to be a tester for EA. He said that.
I don't want to test EA because I'm going to give them feedback and they go tell me.
You still going to buy the game? You still going to buy the game? Of
course I'm going to buy the game. I don't want to play
the beta. All right then. You took your break 2 months ago. You took your break 2 months ago. You took it 2 months ago.
It's 8 months ago.
8 months ago.
Oh!
It's 8 months ago. All right, so
that's even worse.
What's good, bro? I'm going to ask you another question. All right, Whip. B-Guard, this is mainly for Snipes and B-Guard because Philly is still on current gen. Let me ask you this. I want to know why you feel
there's broke people around.
Why do you? I know you got the next gen, but you'd rather play current gen in your current gen leagues. But what I'm saying is,
okay. But you said you acting like I ain't got it. I got it.
No, I know you got it. I know you got it. But what I'm saying is,
I got it.
Let me ask you this, you guys. This is for you, Snipes and B-Guard. Snipes, you first though, because I want to know what you had to say first. Why do you feel that Madden on next gen is demonized?
I think it's demonized because of metas. You can't do metas in the next gen, to be quite honest with you. I think a lot of people, they, and understandably so, you know what I mean? When you talk about money leagues, MCS, things of that sort, you got to be able to, run these metas. And when you talk about leagues like, for example, man, Underground, you got to be able to run these metas. When you get to this point in the year, you got to be able to run metas. So with all the leagues that everybody is still in, I think it's one of the primary reasons is that you can't run metas on there. That's number one. Number two, I think that a lot of people, they struggle with change. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of change in next gen. Now now when the next gen first came out, they had major bugs, and they still got bugs as well too. Don't get me wrong, but it's gotten significantly better. And what a lot of people have to do is they have to really sit down, actually just play the game, understand it for two reasons. Number one, the game is actually not bad at all. Okay, it's not bad at all. It's a lot more realistic than what you will see right now in current gen. All right, and number two, and more importantly, this is what you're gonna have to deal with come Madden 22. So why not get used to it now? Figure it out now. Learn the play call screens and everything now, so that way you're not double tapping, thinking you're pressing a play. In reality, you're just putting them in your favorites. Because I know a lot of people that sit there and get uptight about that. Because in regular gen,
I hate that.
I hated that. Hated it.
you know what I mean. So B guard, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. So I mean, at the end of the day, I think everybody that has a next gen console, they need to give this game. If you're not playing current gen Madden anymore, like there's no way right now I could go back to current gen. I can't do it. There's just no way. I can't do it. There's no way I could do it. I have to play next gen. And there's, again, for most people, there's nothing wrong with current gen. But again, I think the primary reason that's being so devilized the way it is the meta situation. You can't do metas. You can't do a whole bunch of BS.
Okay, let me, Big, I know you got a lot to say about it.
So I agree with Snipes on people don't like change. Nobody likes change. It's like you have it one way, but the problem with the Madden community is they hate certain stuff, but then they change it to something else, and they're like, no, I don't like this either. Like it's like people don't like change. Like I think that's a given. Secondly, like defense was so impossible in that game. Like when I was doing commentary with Snipes, like I would just I would literally throw my hands up because in the third quarter it'd be 49-52. Like no one's gonna get a stop. Like
it's still tough. What it is. It's still tough right now.
Yeah, I think because the game caters more to the offensive side, which I mean, give or take, whatever you feel like that. But like, defense has to be possible against a good player. You're not stopping them on next gen. If let's say Philly guy has been playing next gen for 3 months, and so he gets a feel of it. And then I just jump on it and I play for a month. Philly guy is going to beat me because he knows more of the ins and outs of that game, and that's how it should be. But I think most of it is just change. Like the player movement, man. Like I feel like you can get used to that. Like that's not going to bother me. Yeah. The reason I stopped playing it was the bugs. The bugs, like I can't do it. Like when I have a receiver running out of bounds, running his route, that's it for me. Like nah, you need to figure some stuff out. Like that's piss poor. Like I'm not going to deal with that. But I think the biggest thing is change. And then like the meta situation, I think there's always going to be a meta, but there's no defense. So like anything can score. And so nobody knows what the offensive meta is for next gen because everything on offense works because defense is that bad on next gen. So that's my take. But this is coming from a guy who hasn't played next gen in months. Yeah. Like I gave it 2 months, and then I was like, okay, enough of this. Okay. So yeah, like that's my take on it. Like I'm not bashing anybody who likes that. I personally didn't like it. Plus, like with the MCS and competing, it did me no favors to play next gen.
Right. And that's how most people were. You know what I mean? If you're a part of MCS or want to do
no reason to
anything
play.
having to do with MCS, there's no reason to play next gen.
Yeah.
Yeah, next gen was for, I felt it was more sim friendly. I will say that.
Definitely.
Way more sim friendly. Like competitive players, I feel like if it stays how it is now, competitive players are not going to like it. I'm going to say that right now. They're not going to like the real player movement. They're going to want their user to move 99 miles an hour.
99 miles an hour. That's
right, north to south.
Yeah.
And like I feel like the user is slow on that. The user is not very good. But if you go back to how it is on current gen, like is that really realistic? Can I have like a safety start from the line of scrimmage and then go 30 yards up the field and pick the ball off? Like that's not good for the game either.
All right, well, I'm gonna give my take on it, and because me and Philly, I've been talking to him as I've played the game, like for like the last 3 weeks now. We just got I'll turn it on, play it, jump into a game and play it, and play it and play it and play it and play it, and actually like stream it and have him watching it and like just go through and really be analyzing the details in the game. And what I noticed about the game is, like you said, you can't cover the entire field with one user like you can in current gen. If that's how you play, you're suck. Done. You're gonna suck. You're gonna be ass. I'm gonna tell you now, you're gonna be ass. And if that's how it is, and if they decide to do the MCS on next gen, you will be ass, bro. And there's nothing you can do about that. What I will say is this: from a realistic standpoint, people say there's no defense in the game, but in reality, it's you have to pick and choose what you want to give up. Because in reality, we all know where everything is going. We know when this formation, you're gonna have the crosser. You may have something coming back this way, and then something's gonna pop out. You may have a delay tight end come out. We know what to look for. The thing is, you have to pick and choose what you want to give up. You can't cover everything. There's no blanket coverage in next gen. You can't cover the entire field in next gen. So if you're saying, oh, this is lockdown defense, no, there's no such thing as lockdown defense, because if you cover in the pass, somebody's gonna run the ball out on you, and you're nothing you can do to stop it on that on next gen. If you cover in the run, the pass is gonna be wide open. You're not gonna be able to. There's no defense that you can just box everything with in next gen. So I think from a realistic standpoint, if that's the direction they're going in, I'm okay with that. I like it because it's more you are actually in control.
And they need to stay on that course. If they want to go towards a more realistic thing,
stay on that course.
They need to stick that course.
Don't
pivot because the competitive community don't like it. Don't pivot because the sim community is like, well, this, and this. No, if you're gonna go in one direction, you go in that one direction. Don't U-turn. Don't take a left turn. Like, that is where you make no progress, if you're trying to please everybody. And
Dime said everybody be running heavy man. I get that too. But what I will say is this: when it comes down to what I do love about the game, I love the fact that height, weight matters. Like that is if somebody is 6'5" and you put the ball up high, they'll go get the ball over a 5'11" cornerback or a 5'10" DB or a 6 feet DB and things like that. That I love. I love that element. I love if you got a power back, he's running downhill. He's running downhill. He's not getting hit stick by a 170-pound cornerback or something like that. Those things I like. I like the trenches, the battle in the trenches, how aggressive the O-line is versus how aggressive the D-line is. I like that. I like that. I like that. I don't even think you really need Gunslinger to be okay at throwing the ball in that game because of maybe you said there's no defense. There's no defense, but you don't necessarily have to have Gunslinger to throw the ball.
Well,
but if you do have Gunslinger,
the problem would be like the defense's reaction time. Like that's another part of it. Like the defense can get back and recover on a ball that I think might be open, but because I don't have Gunslinger, that might be the issue. We don't know what's going to be with Madden 22.
Yeah,
Maybe abilities are going to be more of a tool and not a toolbox. Like Definitely. Gunslinger should be a tool. Gunslinger should get it there half a second faster.
Yeah.
Like half a second faster. It shouldn't be the reason why you complete. Like it should be a complete and incomplete ball. Yeah. Like that I feel is not good for the game. And like we spoke on this many times. Like we had Kobo come on here. Like you need Gunslinger. If you don't have Gunslinger, you are at a huge disadvantage because the defense is going to recover and get to the ball that they probably shouldn't be able to get to.
That's what I will say is that the game is if you're looking for realistic football, next gen right now, the state it's in right now is more real football than current gen. Current gen, if you play next gen and then go back to current gen, you'd be like, what the hell am I playing right now? Because this feels like utter chaos. You know what I mean? Like there's no way this dude should be picking this ball off, or this dude should be throwing the ball like this, or Muggsy Bogues should be able to cover Mike Evans. You know what I mean? Like it's just things like that. But as far as
it's simple things, man. Like it's simple things. If you're tossing it to a high receiver, why is that receiver bringing the ball back down?
Yeah. Why is he bringing it down
so the corner can punch it out?
Punch it out. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I will say I was impressed to certain things. I saw certain like route running mattered. The ratings actually mattered in next gen to a certain extent. I saw receivers, if they didn't have good route running, the routes look weird. Like that was impressive to me. The routes, some guys rounded routes off. Some guys broke them off shorter, quicker, sharper. Yeah. So I like that dynamic to the game because it has a realistic element, and that's something that could be appreciated by people that actually play football or that know football, and they want to get that like a realistic experience in the game. Now how will this translate within the MCS? MCS lacks a lot of originality, and everybody goes by whatever everybody else is doing. From what I noticed with the most of the successful players, you have one guy create something and he comes up with it, and then everybody just
guys at a huge disadvantage. Yeah. The dude like competitive play punishes creativity.
Yeah,
unless that thing is like no one's ever seen it before.
Yeah.
But eventually people figure it out because like Bunch is always like Bunch outside of probably last year has been like the thing to do.
Yeah. Because I'm like if
but you guys keep making the same point though. Because Brian, 1 minute you're talking about next gen, the higher overall players without abilities actually play to their numbers.
They do.
And you're talking about you can't run back and forth and cover 90% of the field and everything else like that. But that's the whole point. Is when you play football, one defense doesn't stop everything. One offense doesn't work on everything. So for anybody that's playing competitive Madden now, if they can't adapt and EA decides to change the game to cater to this product that they're selling everybody, it is what it is.
But what you failing to realize,
it is what it is. It is what it is.
What you failing to realize is that when you watch the MCS, you watch these people, like the people that are playing in MCS. None of these dudes have ever played football. They've never touched a real football field. So what they're doing is we're watching nerds.
You want to know something? You want to know something funny? I think Joke's even said this. Joke don't even watch football.
Don't even watch football, bro.
Joke just loves Madden.
They like so what I'm saying is these are dudes that are emulating what has been successful for other people, and they're gauging that's their football acumen is what they seen work on Madden. It has nothing to do with real life concepts and schemes. It's what Skimbo ran this and it worked, and now it's not working anymore. What is this? This is garbage. You know what I mean? And it has nothing to do with football acumen. It has nothing to do with schemes. It has nothing to do with that. And that's the thing is that I think that was majority of why Madden Next Gen was demonized, because you got all these nerds who never stepped foot on the football field looking at schematics of plays and not knowing what the hell is working, because in this Madden, this worked for everything, and in this Madden, it's not working for anything. You know what I mean? So it's like...
it's not lost on me. It's not lost on me, but that's my whole point. Okay. And B-Guard has pointed it out, you pointed it out, Snipes has pointed it out on the show, many podcasts that we've done. It's the simple fact that it's a video game, you have animations, things are predictable. People that are being marketed a certain way are complaining that it doesn't allow them to play the way that they like to play. And if we do have crossplay, and we do have a next-gen system, and the players play to their numbers, then everything that you described is going on with next gen, that's going to be the new normal, which means that you have to have a new crop of people that can compete playing a football simulation game.
No,
not whatever the hell Madden 20
but
and Madden 21 has been.
I'm telling you,
it's gonna have to change.
That's not consumer friendly though. So what I'm saying is when you talk about consumer friendly, the guy who never played football, that's who they're catering to. The guy who never played football. The guy who's played football is gonna play Madden regardless because that's the only football. That's the only thing they have to play that's relatable to football. Football gaming simulation. That's the only thing we have, right? So the guy who never played football who wants to step on the field and feel like he could dominate and things like that. They're gonna cater to that guy more than the guy who's gonna pick up the game regardless. So because we've already proven we're gonna pick up the game regardless. The guy who thinks like, man, it's garbage. I'll go ahead and play. I'll play a first person shooter and I'll be fine. Their life will go on. They'll be okay. You know what I mean? They won't think twice about it.
There's plenty of first person shooters.
Yeah.
Out. That's the thing. There's only one Madden. There's only one 2K. Like the sports games you get one.
Yeah.
Literally,
whether it's from 2K, whether it's from EA, whether it's from anywhere else. Like you usually get one. Because the next best, like especially with the NBA game, the next best is NBA Live, and I ain't picking up that trash. And then with baseball, like you got like I think you had like RBI, and that game stunk too.
Yeah,
like it's just
RBI was trash.
And if that ain't like, and I said this before, if that ain't proof that competition doesn't necessarily make the next best one better, the next one better, then I don't know what does. Because I think competition might make you better. But that competition has to be good.
It has to be good.
Like
when you had Madden and 2K football, then that was different.
Yeah, but like if you have 2K football and 2K football turns out to be a complete and utter disaster, EA's gonna look at that and be like,
well, our game's
why are we worried about this?
Yeah.
Like they can't even get this right.
When does the college game come out?
2022.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know what that normally is. That's normally last year's gen of Madden.
Hold on. Now that could be a competition. That could be a competition. Mm-hmm. The college football game, because those are going to be different studios.
Yeah,
and maybe studios are going to be kind of competing with each other.
Don't let that college game be just absolutely phenomenal, man. Because I mean,
Madden will. Yeah, it will be bad news for Madden.
Yeah,
you know it's gonna be nice. You know it's gonna be. Y'all can't sit here and tell me that y'all don't have a hunch that it's gonna be nice. You know it's gonna be nice.
I'm looking forward to college.
It's gonna be nice.
I'm looking forward to college.
I'm definitely looking forward to college.
The thing is, it didn't fold. They didn't fold up because of the quality of the game. Like they fold up because of legal stuff. Like NBA, like let's think about all the games. NBA Live folded because of the quality of the play of the game. And like, that's it. Like, it's going to be interesting to see with this college football game. I would love for it to be good because then we're all going to look at EA or we're going to look at all
right, what are y'all doing?
Madden Studio be like, why can't y'all get this right?
I mean, because you already know as far as dynasties are concerned and everything else, what college brought to the table.
Definitely,
you know what I mean.
Definitely,
and if EA can't do this, if they can't do the same thing with Madden. They're going to find a lot of people switching over to college only, and that's it.
Definitely. And with that being said, he said I got Miami. With that being said, we're going to have to conclude the show, man. We've exceeded an hour already. You know, we that was pretty good. We did a good job. B-Guard dropped back in. We didn't expect him to show because he's on vacation. Are you on vacation yet?
Talk about this here.
I am.
Why didn't we talk about this? Why didn't we talk about this yet?
What
is it?
What happened?
Sean Watson talking about he wants to be a Denver Bronco.
Well, because he can't be a Denver Bronco. That's why we're not talking about it.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's what he's saying. He's putting it out there.
Oh, look at you! Look at Mr. Fancy Smancy over there. Got. He can see what is that? The lake or is that an ocean? What is that?
That's I think it's a bay.
A bay. Okay, that's even better. Okay. So that means
that's a fake background, man. He downloaded that background. I ain't buying it.
It's my green screen.
Climb up on the window.
My green screen.
Climb up on the window. Let's see.
Look at my view. Look at my view, bro. Look at it. Look, check mine out. Look, you see this back here?
See, that's what I'm talking about, B.
You see
James.
that, bro?
That's real.
You see that?
Those are Brokeback
Look at that.
You know what I'm saying? And then
Brokeback
I can snap my finger and then just be like, oh, what is that? Look at that. The
Oh,
Alps.
even more. Hey, that's the background to Brokeback Mountain, bro.
Hey,
Time travel.
and like that, we're back in the city. So we gonna let B-Guard get back to vacationing. We're gonna conclude the show by letting you guys know that we'll be back next week, and for the league members, we'll be having a town hall meeting. I think in next Thursday in the pro league groups to let you guys know what's going on with the leagues for next year and the things that we've come up with, and we'll discuss it a bit.
Get
your feedback and all that stuff. I think you guys are gonna like it. I think you guys are gonna love it, and it should be crazy. So we'll see how it goes. A beta attorney, we'll see how that pops off because we got the whole weekend, and it is Father's Day weekend, and if all our let our ladies know, we kind of occupied.
Man. Go enjoy life. Go outside.
Look at this. What are you talking about? I'm enjoying life. I'm floating in the middle of the city right now, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Hey, man.
You're out there in an undisclosed location, taking it all in, taking in the bay, So we'll see how it goes.
I think he's on a Tinder date, to be honest with you, man. He saved all that off for a lady.
He's all the way up in the hotel room for a lady. Definitely a lady.
Hell yeah. Look at he's looking at he's like, no.
Lady in the room. Okay.
There's definitely a lady somewhere in the room.
No, she come. That's why you there. That's why you there.
Not really.
Look at you.
Yeah, B-Guard out there. B-Guard out there.
Look. He looking at the man. He like, yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you guys keep it hit that like, follow, subscribe button, whatever platform you're watching on. I know Snipes got to get back to what he's doing. He got more games to commentate.
I'm free. I'm free now. I'm good.
Okay. So
let's go Jazz, baby. Yeah, up 1-0. Y'all calling it sweep, and y'all stupid for it. Just tell me y'all don't watch the Jazz. Just tell me. It's okay.
Come on, Dang.
I expect y'all to watch the
Come on,
Jazz.
Dang.
I don't expect y'all to watch the Jazz. Say it's going to be a sweep. Y'all are some shit.
Nah.
Who
Mitchell
said that?
Brian James.
Mitchell a problem though. Mitchell a problem.
Hey,
that's Brian James.
I said,
he gonna rep LA.
Wait.
Come on,
I didn't say that.
You can't do that, Dimes. Don't do that, Dimes.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that the Jazz were going to get swept. I said that the Bucks were going to get swept, and they are. I said that.
They might.
Yeah, they will.
Shit, they might.
But I did say the Jazz are going to lose the series, so I'm still going to stick to that. But
and that's fine.
On air bet? On air
I
bet?
see them losing in 7. I really think they could lose in 7. I don't think they will, but I think they could. But to say they're going to lose,
But why don't y'all just make a friendly wager? Like the loser got to shave off his mustache. Why don't y'all just make a friendly wager?
because I'm a grown man.
The loser got to shave off his mustache for the podcast.
I'm a grown man.
like,
I don't make
what do y'all-
decisions.
so y'all gonna put some money on it?
Like, clearly, I don't have problem losing.
I don't
Right.
even. Neither one of those teams are my team. I'm not gonna even risk my good looks for a team that's not even mine. That's stupid. Like, why would I do that? You know
Well,
what I
then
mean?
how you gonna tell him? How you gonna tell him what's gonna happen to his team? It's not even your squad.
because his squad out.
You who
His
riding?
My squad is out. I can basically chime in on anything now. It's just like just throw it out there and see what sticks.
You could be
I
an
ain't chiming
equal
in on Jack because I'm still mad.
That's a real fan. Snipes.
Throw
man.
it out there and see what sticks, man. That's what everybody else is doing these days. But anyways, we'll see you guys next week, and I will still have my mustache, and B-Guard will still have his. So, be it that nothing weird happens, and we come back and like, what happened to your mustache? Like, dude, you don't even want to know the story.
Don't worry about
it. We'll see you guys next week, man. Take it easy.
Doses.